could really relate to until the advent of village headmaster. So yes, it did fill a void. That void being the fact that there was nothing really entertaining that could pull people back home from wherever they were. But village headmaster, after its creation, did. It was a program that everybody wanted to run back home to watch. So yes, it did fill a void, the entertainment void in NTA. It was after the creation of Village Headmaster that others followed. But Village Headmaster was the first real entertaining program created by NTA, being produced by NTA, and transmitted on the service of the NTA that became a crowd puller, an instant crowd puller.
50 years down the line, where is the Village Headmaster? Is it still relevant?
Even though we have now come into an era where technology has, advanced, and where all kinds of things, we now look at ourselves as being civilized beyond those days, if you like. But if you go to our villages now, even today, you'll be amazed at the way that people relate to each other, at the things that are happening in villages that you would never dream of in the cities. People are still very basic in some of their interactions. And for me, personally, as somebody who has been in radio and television, you can create an interesting situation out of anything that has an element of truth in it. By the time you finish dramatizing it, not all of it will be absolutely the truth, but you will have created enough truth in it that whatever extensions you do to that will still be entertaining. And that's the whole issue of being creative.
Creation lives on evolution. Everything in creation evolves. The same thing with Village Headmaster. When we started, it was just in Studio A, so to say. There you have the backdrops where you see the market, you see the Village Headmaster's veranda, then some houses and things of that nature. Just everything in the studio. But after some time, we now moved out to location. That's where we evolved to. Now, talking about present thing, it will be an added advantage for Village Headmaster because it's a kind of program that you have committed artists, so to say, that can blend with any situation. And now that we have advanced technology, Village Headmaster will be better technically than how it used to be. Because when this program started, the camera they were using by then, Lord have mercy, according to the first producer director, he said those cameras were camera meant for news, and he had to start recording it, using it for drama. And after recording the third episode, I think he said, Baba Christopher Kolade said they wanted to watch. So after watching it, they clapped. But the producer, Sonia Dosumu, said he nearly entered ground because that was the worst thing he had ever done in his life, because he was a big shot in Britain before he was brought in here. So now we are advancing. We now have different types of camera, different types of equipment. So I think it's a kind of blessing on Village Headmaster.
Of course. Though it had a village setting, but what was going on in the country was also reflected in the program. That's why you find that you had the Kabiesi's Palace, you had the Amabos Bar, which was the gossip center. So whatever is going on in the country is used there as a gossip center. All right. Then there was the shop of Bashokoro, also a gossip center. So whatever is happening in the country is reflected in the program. And it was also a corrective measure to the government. It was a way of disseminating information from the government to the viewers. So it's still an ongoing thing. So at any time, Media Master is very, very relevant.
Huge. In fact, quite recently, when I say quite recently, on up to like 2 weeks ago, I had someone talking to me about how